Tired of the silence, the sugar-coated lies. Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This precious building is starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
Female voice.
Welcome to hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. All things said in today's show are alleged and for entertainment and educational purposes only. If you are below the age of 18, we request that you leave the live now. Enjoy.
Grand Rising, beautiful people. Give me a few seconds to get set up over here. We'll begin. All right, so we on. How's everybody doing? It's my prayer that all is well your way and that your day is going good thus far and that it continues to go good. All right, so listen, I got two segments I want to do today. And so we're going to open up this first one right here. Now, I've been told and heard from word on the curb that Camel Face and Beehive, they really aren't as rich as we think they are. I found that hard to believe. But, and I'm not saying that it is true still. I'm not saying that that's a true statement. But what I am saying is, maybe it may be true. The first segment is, I'm giving a video cred to Miss Lowdown. And the title of it is Camel Face. Those of you that are new here, Camel Face is not the real name, but that's the name we have to use so we don't get flagged on here. But Camel Face and Beehive take out $57 million loan on California mansion. Billionaire my backside. I don't know. I haven't heard it. Let's see. Maybe she's going to give us some kind of receipts that will prove that they aren't as well off as we thought they were. Let's see.
Okay, y'all. I told y'all that Beyonce and Jay-Z is broke as F. And he's still trying to do more and more lawsuits. And they got more money going out than coming in. And they broke. They just got another loan out on their house. They already had a loan out on their house. They just got another loan out on their house.
Anna Marie, let's shout out to you. You just got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you, Anna Marie. Appreciate that love and support. Thank you.
They can't get the banks to get them nothing. So now they're going to get loans on their homes, y'all. We about to talk about it. Hello, welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my day 1s, 2s, and 3s. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. And welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some it's not, and the fair accuse is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. So,
Welcome in,
told
Gina
y'all they was broke.
Proto. Good
I
morning,
told y'all.
bestie.
Everybody
Let's
was
give
like,
it up
she
to
just
Gina. She's
made
got the number one gifter
$360 million
badge.
on her tour, and this and that. They love trying to make people look like something they're not.
First, we offer overnight boarding. Your pet will stay.
I believe everything that the media puts out there as far as
How are you?
situations. And what billionaire is out here getting loans? That's it gotta be fake news. Their net worth. It's not even real. They're getting loans after loans after loans. I told y'all before they are robbing Paul to pay Peter, robbing Peter to pay Paul, whatever how y'all say it. This is what is going on with them. They have so many bills that it doesn't make sense, and they didn't get overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed by it, y'all. They got so much going on right now. This is why they're working constantly. Now, remember they were saying that Beyonce was going to be off tour at the end of this month, but also they were saying she's finna start another tour. Beyonce and Jay-Z and them is falling from grace, y'all. You just have to look at it the way it is. They just got another loan. They done went to the banks. The bank said no, 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 and they went and got another loan on their house that they already had a loan on. It's obvious now. It ain't even no ifs, ands, buts about it now. It's obvious that they're broke. Y'all, it ain't nothing nobody can say about it. Jay-Z and Beyonce take out $57 million.
And the mansion that they're talking about is the mansion that they purchased back in 2017. It's in Bel Air, and they purchased it for $88 million back then.
$1 million loan on California mansion. This is what I was telling y'all.
Widow Love
When you
33,
got so
baby,
many
welcome
millions
in.
going out each day.
Let's give it
or
up to
each
Widow
month.
Love 33. She just got the number 2 gifter badge. Thank you. Thank you for the support, bestie.
Ain't no way you gonna keep up with all this stuff. Jay-Z and Beyonce reportedly first purchased their mansion in Bel Air for a whopping $88 million back in 2017. There go that 217 again and them 88s. Y'all see these numbers? Everything that's going on in the news is pretty much the same.
Hey, let me ask those that are in here. Let me ask you all a question because I do it. But do you all believe in numerical signs? Let me tell you what I mean by that. For instance, my son passed away October 17th. So whether I'm watching a basketball game, football game, and the score is, more so football, but the score is 10-17, I see the 10-17, and I think that of my son. Gina says, yes, okay. I just want to make sure that's what she's talking about when she's talking about the numbers. 227, I think about my kid's mother that passed. Her birthday's February 27th. So 227, you see that places. Or so that's what she's getting at when she's talking about, there go those numbers again. Now, of course, I don't know exactly what she's referring to, so I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but I got an idea of what she's referring to. So when you hear that, know that's where she's going with it. Gina said, "I do."
This is what they're saying.
Good.
It goes without saying.
So you understand
that
where I'm coming from?
Beyonce know what they're doing when it comes to cash. Really? According to the Daily Mail, this is who's saying that. However, they recently made a curious financial move that raised eyebrows among fans. Yeah, fans is looking like, what the heck is really going on? So reportedly, they've taken out a $57.75 million mortgage on their mansion in Bel Air. This brings their total of borrowing on the property to $110 million. So they bought it for $88 million?
I'm struggling with missing teeth. And
that's crazy.
Owns on it, so they must have did some upgrades to it, and it must be worth more than what they paid for it. Yeah, so this is what they're saying now. that the property has $110 million borrowing loan on it. Okay, y'all. They first purchased the property in 2017 for $88 million. They kept it when they decided to buy another California home for $200 million in 2023. See, this what comes from being greedy. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Being greedy. Okay, who needs a $200 million house? But they wanted the world to think that they're so rich and high and mighty, and they got it like that. And now they done messed up. Okay, so they kept that house and they got this house. So they paying taxes on both, y'all. Okay, this is what's going on right now. Now they have another 30-year loan with a 5% interest rate for the first 10 years. This makes their monthly payment roughly $310,000. Then took out a 30-year mortgage for $52.8 million with Goldman Sachs and at a 3.15% rate in 2021. And those.
So let me. I'm not. Listen. I'm not a good accountant. I'm not. I don't deal with real estate, anything like that. So, do you all? I'm asking you all. Do you all think that it's true? They don't have the money that allegedly that they supposedly had? Do you think that's true? Do you think they're not as rich as they portray themselves to be? Just from what we're hearing right now. Gina says, even if you had that money, what a waste of money. I was thinking the same thing, Bestie. Like, that's greedy, man. Like, you got to think. This is how I look at it. If I was in a position to even make those type of purchases, one, I would make, so if I'm gonna purchase something, I'm gonna purchase something that I know is going to recruit my money. It's gonna be an investment. It's gonna keep making money for me. I would buy something that's going to keep making money for me. And then a half of what I spent on that, and this is just me, I would probably buy an abandoned hotel or an abandoned office building or something and try to convert that into a place where homeless people can come live and get up back on their feet, and then try to partner with some properties that would allow people that once they got on their feet and have been working, because that would be a rule. You have to be actively job hunting in order to live there, and you would have to turn in things that's validating that you're looking for a job, and then you would have to not only get the job but be working at that job for a certain amount of time. And then this place that I partnered with, they may be able to give you an apartment on a cheaper income or a cheaper rent. You see what I'm saying? But that's how I would do. I would do something like that. I wouldn't go and buy an $88 million mansion and then a $200 million mansion. For what? And then how am I going to live in both at the same time? Jenny, Bestie, thank you for subscribing. She just renewed her subscription. Thank you, Bestie, and good morning. How are you doing? Let's give it up for Jenny. W. Jenny in the live. That's how I would do that. Me personally.
Those payments come out to $226,901 per month. This is crazy. They got all their business out here on social media. That everybody know exactly everything they're paying out. Okay. Boy.
That's crazy.
They're saying also that Beyonce and Jay-Z are also paying a staggering, $100,000 per month in property taxes for the Bel Air home, on top of the cost of staff and maintenance. I told y'all they've been laying so many people off that work for them. Oh, so many people been getting laid off. Okay, and I bet you other people that's still there got to pick up the.
How does that even work? Okay, so now they're paying $100,000 a month for the property tax on the Bel Air mansion. They had to pay $310 a month for at the on the Bel Air mansion, and then they're paying. She said what, $290,000+ at the other at the other house, other mansion, a month. They're paying that a month on top of the staff. She said so. I'm just gonna go out on a whim. I'm just gonna go out on a whim. And again, people, I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying that anything has been stated or put out in the media or the news that this is actually happening. But this is just my thought, following up on what we talked about in yesterday's show. This just may be another reason why, if it's true, Beehive may be looking for that divorce. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Well, they both did it. They both purchased these mansions together. It was there. Yeah. I got all that. But what I'm saying is, what if the pressure of mounting bills and fine, or not fines, but bills and or payments that they have to pay out that we just talked about, and then you also factor in that you have this paternity situation looming over your husband's head, her husband's head, and on top of that, there's more kids being talked about, and these kids allegedly were conceived during the marriage, while they were married. So I'm not saying that she really is divorcing him. I know that's, like I said yesterday, that's word on the curb. We don't have any proof. Well, other than the receipts that we heard yesterday. I mean, as far as her doing dealings with the family attorney and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, if it is true, this could be the reason why. This could be factors in why she's doing it. You see what I'm saying?
Slack for the people they got rid of. They gonna be doing more work but getting the same pay, but they just glad they still got their job. Okay, y'all? A lot of people been getting laid off at Rock Nation, all that stuff. They are having serious money problems right now. Now y'all see why she got the kids on stage dancing and stuff, okay? This is what is needed right now. The whole family got to pitch in and keep these bills, to keep the lights on, okay, y'all? The home boasts 11 bedrooms, 4 pools, a spa, media room, a wellness center, and more. 11 bedrooms, y'all. They only have, 3 kids? What is going on with Beyonce and Jay-Z? Like, it don't make 4 pools. What, everybody got to have their own pool? Like, what is going on in the house?
It do seem like that.
This don't make no sense, but this comes with being greedy. It was designed by Dean McKillen and is made up of 6 interconnecting structures. It just don't even make sense, the things that they do. And now they living beyond their means and they gotta get a loan on this, get a loan on this. This don't make no sense. They're saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z's latest mortgage comes at the tail end of the songstress Cowboy Carter World Tour, which she kicked off in April of this year. The tour is expected to conclude this weekend with shows in Las Vegas and on July the 26th and the 27th. So far, she brought the record-breaking tour to cities like Chicago, Paris, London, Atlanta, yep, Los Angeles, and more. So, yeah, she getting ready to go back on tour. This is what I'm hearing, y'all. She's getting ready to go back on tour. Okay? This is stupid. What do you need both of those houses, and do you need such a big house? 11 bedrooms. See,
I don't
keep living beyond your means.
But here's something else too. This could be they could have made these purchases at a time where they were still in good favor with an elite group. They were still in good favor, again, this is just me. This is not being stated, or it's not facts. I'm just saying. They could have made these purchases when. Let me put it like this. Then, they could have made these purchases when things was all good. With certain people. they were in good graces. They were in good favor with certain people. And so they was making these elaborate purchases. And everything has a season. Everything has a season. So it could be they are nearing the end of their season. And everything ain't what it was. Could be. That could be it. Not saying that is true, but I'm saying that could be why they are having to file for loans and things of that nature.
Beyonce, he is going to keep you broke and work until you old as Methuselah, okay? Because this doesn't make sense. Downsize that house. You do not need a $200 million house. And then you got more than one. So you got $110,000 loan you got to pay back. Mortgage. It's just stupid, y'all. It's stupid. It is stupid, y'all. But it is what it is. She need money and he need money. And this is why he allegedly is back in the studio too, called himself trying to do a comeback at what? Almost 60 years old. He wants to come back and rap again. Okay? I wonder is he gonna do 3 back-to-back tours like Beyonce? Or is this just a front? He just gonna come out with...
How many of you all, if he comes out with a new album, how many of you all are gonna buy it? I can honestly, wholeheartedly tell you, I am not going to buy it. And then what do you think about a 60-year-old rapping? What do you...
With that one song he got, and he ain't gonna go on tour.
Adrian, thank you for that heartbeat. Welcome in. How you doing?
He gonna be able to keep it up, y'all.
Hey, let's give it up to Adrian Dubs. She just got the #2 gifter badge. And Adrian, thank you for the You're Awesome and the GOAT gifts. I appreciate it. Nee61, good morning, Bestie. How are you? Nee61 says, no, not buying and not going to any of their tours. That part. The only thing I was thinking, Nee61, is this here. Why is she doing so many shows here in our city? Like, she's been here for like 3-4 days. Is she staying? Like, did she move here? What? But now I know. Now I know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like when Janet came here, she did 2 concerts. Like, you had 2 nights. So that's common. At least 2 nights. That's common. But Beehive was here for like at least 3 or 4 nights. And I didn't know why. But it's starting to make sense now that we hear this.
You can't do it. Beyonce, she was worn out. 3 back-to-back concerts. She's worn out already. Her robot is worn out. Her car worn out. The car was like, I'm tired of hanging. Okay? The car was like, let me down. This just don't make sense. You know, her prompts is getting tired. So you know she tired, okay, y'all? And now, Jay-Z, word on the street, about to come back out here and get laughed at. Because it's going to be funny to see if he going to have prompts too. And everything going to go mess up on his stuff too, like hers being. She's so tired. Her workers so tired. They don't know what to do. They don't even care that the prompts ain't working.
Welcome in, Miss Diva. Charles Hayes, welcome in. E.S. Watkins Jr., thank you for joining us. How are you?
How do you get embarrassed month after month after month on tour? And you don't just take a break and say, okay, I'm going to just go on tour year after next. I'm not going to keep doing 3 tours back to back. But this is what she did. And now you're seeing why. And everybody else, a lot of people saw it. A lot of people in my comment section was like, yeah, this thing like they got some money problems. And now you're seeing it. And so many lawsuits after lawsuits after lawsuits. So you got to keep paying all these lawyers to keep going back to court with all these different cases.
Thank you for coming in, Miss Diva.
You got to keep paying.
Hope all is well your way.
You running.
Thank you for joining us.
A DNA test. What is the problem? You could have saved yourself some money if you feel like this is not your son. You could have saved yourself some money and went on to court and did the DNA test.
That part. Let's give it up for Miss Lowdown on that. She's right. Camel Face has to be smart enough to know that you sitting here saying that you're not Ramir's father, and you expect everybody to believe it when you have vehemently dodged taking the DNA test. And the one time you was at court and they told you that you had to take it, you dipped out without taking it. Now the other guy who could have possibly been his father went right on down the hallway, submitted his DNA, and got on out of there and found out that Ramir wasn't his. Now, and imagine how he felt, because he was currently with Ramir's mother at the time that she did this stuff with Camel Face, right? So he went on down there and he took his test and found out he wasn't. So if you had no qualms about it, if you just knew that this child wasn't yours, and I don't want to say this child, Ramir wasn't yours, then you just would have went ahead and took it. Instead of trying to get him arrested, sending your goons to the house where he lived with his godmother, and had people trying to. I mean, we just, what was it, last week, a week before last, we did a show, and we found out that Ramir is also suing 6 different judges that was over. They basically aided Camel Face in not taking the DNA test. So now you got them in trouble as well. So how can you sit here and expect us to believe you're not his father when you keep going through all of these hoops and loops to not take the test? Adrian says at least he wants to cut the check, but hopefully the judge won't let him. Yeah, now he did offer Ramir to come work at that record label that deals with rocks, right? He did do that. And again, if that's not your kid, why would you do that? But I get it. You want to keep tabs on him. You wanted to make sure he didn't go forward. Island Girl, welcome into the live. Welcome to hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. Thank you for joining us. You wanted to try to make sure you could control the situation. Because a lot of these people that are in places like Camel Face, Puffy Jacket, cheddar colored pretender in chief that we got, they send out people to strike fear in people that's going to speak out against them. They live off controlling the situation. They have to have control of everything. So when they don't have it, that's when they start going to hostile and extreme measures.
But he's still fighting it, still fighting it, still fighting it. And now pressuring the judge, y'all. The federal judge that told him that he gonna have to, answer to him. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to answer. You cannot just ignore this. You've been doing it for too long. So this judge say you're gonna have to answer, and he's still sending messages back. No. I want this dropped immediately. This is what he's saying. He wants that case dropped immediately. He want it dismissed as soon as possible. They are in some type of fairy tale world. I don't know what's wrong with them, but it is what it is, y'all. But we still waiting to see what's gonna happen. Ramir, I haven't heard he said anything else, but I'm gonna check anyway. His little Facebooks and stuff and see what's going on with him. But yeah, y'all, this whole thing is crazy. How in the world are you still borrowing if you are a billionaire? It doesn't make no sense. And this just goes to show you, this is probably why that the NFL have not dropped him, because they already having money problems. If they drop him, just think about how desperate him and Beyonce would be then. They will be selling properties. They will be selling the properties. Okay, y'all? Trying to get something smaller. They would. They'll be acting like they got some sense for a change instead of out here thinking like they're better than everybody else. And they on their high horse. And slowly, that high horse, they falling off of it, y'all. And they the only ones that don't see it. It's crazy. The media, yeah, they're still trying to pump up Beyonce and make her think that they all something special. But in the meantime, in between time, they are running to get loans right now. Okay? The NFL probably is feeling sorry for them right now. They don't want to, You know what I'm saying? Was you somebody already down? They don't want to kick them while they already down. And this is probably why they wait until the last minute, letting Jay-Z keep stalling
Willie
these tests
Brown.
and all of this
New.
other stuff and other
Welcome
court
in.
dates and refiling paperwork against Busby again and all kind of just stupidity
FBD
when
Vic,
all of this
welcome
stuff could have
in.
been dropped and he could have been finished paying the lawyer. But he still keep adding on more and more and more bills on top of what they got already going on. It's stupid. The whole thing don't make no sense. Like neither one of them got enough sense to throw. Ain't no way in the world that I'm about to be broke with you. And you ain't getting your shit together. Ain't no way.
Yeah, shut up.
You got a company that's failing, Rock Nation,
Bruce
whatever you want to
Mays,
call it.
1960.
It's failing.
Welcome in.
Word on
How
the
you doing,
street.
brother?
It's failing. Even his partner is talking about it. She didn't put up a video. Yes, Perez put up a video saying that the company is in trouble. So why are you trying to hold on to something that ain't working? I don't know, and still trying to front. Don't ask me. It don't make no sense. But this is what you get when you just, doing too much. Doing too much. No wonder. And word on the street is Beyonce got knee surgery. I don't know. But if she did, y'all, this is why she need them knees, some extra knees. He wearing them down. He is wearing them down. Working her like crazy. And is that even going to be enough when she do this next tour that she about to do? Is she going to rib for another 3 rounds? I'm just asking y'all. Because this is crazy and you clearly see whatever she's doing is still not working because they still have to get loans on their homes. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, please.
All right. What do y'all think? What do you think? Do you all think that they are still billionaires and rich like they're carrying on? Or do you think that they could possibly be in some financial trouble and the wealth isn't what it once was? So let's give it a shout out to Ms. Lowdown on that. She also has another video I encourage you all to go and watch because we talked about numbers and she mentioned numbers too. But she has another video and it's called Theo Huxtable Taken Out by the Numbers. Right? And so she goes through, she breaks down the numbers and how what happened. It wasn't supposed to happen. And Lord knows we miss Malcolm Jamal Warner. I mean, like I said, a lot of us grew up watching the Cosby Show and seeing him as Theo on there. So hate to see or hear that he's passed away. But she gets into that numbers thing. And I like that because, like I said, I do that a lot myself. So, all right, let's see. Let's go into the final segment, segment 2. And while we are on Camel Face, which by the way, I seen someone come in the room a little bit ago and said J-Ho. That's funny. That's funny. You hear on a good day because that's what we're covering. I'm not gonna call him that, but the guy that calls himself that, we are covering him. And so since we were already talking about him and Beehive, this is also going to carry over into the second segment of hashtag I'm going to say it. And this is from Kiki. She's a content creator. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know her. I've never watched her content. This is my first time, and we're watching it together. But it says Camel Face's love daughter comes forward. Beehive done. Now, see, this is what I was talking about. You have him trying to dodge doing the Dana test, and when I say Dana, I'm talking about DNA, everybody. But he's dodging that Dana test with Ramir, and other kids have. Now, we already knew we had a daughter she lived in Jersey. Now she's in Maryland. That he sends money to monthly, bought her a house, a car, and all of that, right? So we already knew about her. And even though he don't talk about her, the media don't cover her and nothing like that, she's cool with playing that part. Well, she was. She did it. She kept quiet. She didn't say nothing. Her mother didn't say anything. Although I do find it pretty ironic how Ramir's mother passed away, and then that girl's mother passed away suddenly, suspiciously. Both of them did. But she was playing her part. To the best of my knowledge, she was playing her part. She hadn't went to no media or anything like that or tried to come out. The only time we actually even caught wind of her is when Ramir was filing his complaint or filing for the DNA test on Camel Face. The daughter that he's been paying for, Camel Face been paying for, she's like, hey, okay, yeah, I'll come support you. I'm his child too. You know? And not on no shady thing, but it's just like, well, you do favor born living under evil, Illuminati very youngest, and then the two twins that you had with Beehive. You know, those 3 kids you got with Beehive, you claim them. You know, well, claim them, and they have born living under evil, Illuminati's very youngest on stage. And now they started to bring out the girl of the twins. I can't remember her name. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name, but they bringing her out on stage too now. But not the little boy. And I'm here to tell you, if it's because of his condition, if it's something that is going to hurt him or he's uncomfortable with, cool. But if y'all are not doing it just because he's what you would consider in perfect health, and you don't want to show that, then that's shame on you. And that's just my opinion on that, you know. But let's go. Let's see.
Y'all, it looks like Jay-Z was really slanging that thing around town back in the day because another woman just came forward and accused him of allegedly being her real father. Girl, just when we thought that the situation with his alleged son, Rymir, couldn't get messier. Now, the streets are saying that Jay-Z allegedly used to be a big 304 back in the day. So does this mean that we're about to see even more paternity claims? And why did this daughter take so long to come forward? And more importantly, how is Beyonce reacting to becoming a stepmom to not 1, but 2 alleged love children? This is about to be a hot mess, so let's break this down. Okay, so y'all know that the streets have been saying for a hot minute now that Beyonce is getting sick and tired of the attention brought by Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir Satterthwaite. If she was mad over that, she's about to be furious because another woman just came forward with the same claims, and it looks like we might be about to have a major divorce scandal on our hands. For context, the woman who is making these claims is named Latisha Macer, and she's claiming that her family told her growing up that Jay-Z is her father. She lives in Maryland, and according to her, she is completely sure that nobody other than Jay-Z could be her dad. She first broke the internet a while ago when she made a post on Instagram that said, "I've been quiet for far too long. Join me as I tell you my story of living in the shadows of being Jay-Z's daughter in a city where everyone knew he was my father. How growing up I watched multiple sclerosis take its toll on my mom, taking my fun mom that I've always known to 24-hour bedridden. But I kept it all together raising 4 kids, including a set of twins, while going to school full-time, working 2 jobs at the prison and the hospital." She also made some pretty bold claims about how she allegedly took an ancestry test that confirmed that Jay-Z was her father. She wrote, "Facts number 1. It was just confirmed with Ancestry DNA. They have a 99% accuracy. Number 2, I'm now coming forward because refer to fact number 1. Number 3, my mother tried to reach out to him. Child support does not work the same for celebrities as it does with your baby daddy. Number 4, lawyers laughed at me. Number 5, deadbeat dads are okay except if it's Hova. Number 6, I thought about this every day of my life. It's been 28 years and it's time to tell my story. How long should I have let this go on without a public statement?" Now, this is where it gets...
Let me pause right there for a minute because, one, I can sympathize with her being that my biological father never wanted anything to do with me, so I can see where she's coming from. I'm 48 now, and I still have... You could have the top of the line, greatest technical navigation system or GPS system, and you still couldn't find my give a fuck about him. All right? So I get where she's coming from on that. But here's what this is what, because we was talking about it yesterday, and I forgot who was in the live I was conversating with. But I was telling them, this is why I'm always upfront and honest with my kids, regardless of what it is. And I told you all on yesterday's show, their mothers. Yes, I have 8 kids, and it's about 4 different women. I got 5 kids by 1 woman. All right, but in any event, all of their mothers, at some point in time, and it's about 4 different women. I got 5 kids by 1 woman. All right, but in any event, all of their mothers, at some point in time, upfront. But you know how much a decision you made or something you done could affect them down the road. And also, I did it because I do it because when they are experiencing the same type situation, I want them to know, hey, my dad said this is what happened. When this happened to him, this is what he did. And if what I did is good for them and works out for them, fine. If what I did didn't work out and I told them about it and they don't want to go through that mess up, then they know go the other way. You know? But then if we sit here and we sugarcoat, this is how I look at it. If we sugarcoat everything, then they don't really know just how devastating the consequences could be. And so I would much rather give it to you or give it to them on a straightforward, uncut, pure, real way than in a Sesame Street cookie cutter way. Adrian says you have to be upfront with your kids. I'm brutally honest with my kids. Hey, you doing it the right way, Adrian. You got to be. And let me tell you, going forward, by you doing that, going forward, that's one thing that your kids will be able to say about their mama. You never lied to them. You never sugarcoated them. You sugarcoated anything. You never tried to cater to their feeling. It's just what it is. And they can appreciate you a lot more because now, if in fact they do experience the same thing that you told them about, that you went through and you did, now they'll know, hey, mommy did that, she went through that, and she handled it this way. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to have that same outcome. Or, okay, she went through this, my mom went through it, it's okay, I can do it. Yeah, that outcome that she had, if it comes that way for me, I'm good with it. I can handle that. Adrian said the good, the bad, and the ugly. Exactly. And the thing about it is, when I do it, I am not ashamed to admit my fault. I'm not ashamed to admit my part in what happened. I'm not the one to sit here and bad mouth other people and act like I'm the victim. No, if I did something wrong and I played my part in it, I'm gonna tell you, hey, yeah, your daddy was stupid. Your dad was, I was out here. I was thinking about myself. I was being inconsiderate. I was being selfish. Like I said before, like I said yesterday, there's times today, like right now, I'm talking about right now at 48, and most of my kids are grown. The youngest, my twins will be 17 in November. And then baby girl I call Rudy, she'll be 11 in August. But the thing about Rita, good morning, Bessie, how you doing? But the thing about it is, I'm gonna be honest with them. And I still, the ones that are older, that I was talking about, to this day, I still call them. And I say, hey, man, I apologize for doing that to your mom. Or I apologize for putting y'all in that, or doing this and this, putting y'all in this situation when I did that. I'm sorry, I apologize. Rita, you have twins as well? What do you have? I have a boy and a girl. My girl's name is Amari, and my boy's name is Amarion. You do? Okay. Look at us. Look, that's a great fraternity to be in. It's, I don't, and again, this is another reason of being honest with kids, because their mother, her mom was adopted. My biological father was adopted. And as far as her and I know, their mother and I know, we don't have any twins in our family. You see what I'm saying? But here we are. Rita says, my girl is Asani, And the boy is Amias. I like that. I like that. I wanted a boy and girl twins. I got twin girls. Okay, you got twin girl. Okay, that's cool. Rita got a boy and a girl. You got two girls. That's okay. Listen, we are still part of that fraternity. Twin parents, parents of twins. Hashtag parents of twins. It's a beautiful thing. And mine, they dance and everything. I have to post some videos of them, but they do the dance and stuff like that. I can't. Their mother danced when she was younger, but they do the dance and stuff like that. I can't. Their mother danced when she was younger, but they do it all, man. Rita said it's not for the weak. It is not. It is not. It is so not. It can definitely. We're just going to use the word challenging, for lack of better words, right? But blessings nonetheless.
It's really interesting because multiple people from back
Yeah,
in
it's
the
not
day
easy
are
at
now
all.
claiming that it was an open secret in their hometown about how she was Jay-Z's child. For example, someone wrote, "If you're not from the shore, you won't understand, but we all knew that was her father." Another person came forward and claimed that Jay-Z allegedly knew about Letitia, but he hid behind his team and refused to take accountability. She wrote, "I know the story from start to finish. I hooked your mother and father up years ago. Jay asked me who she was when I lived on 500 Side Greenwood Avenue. We chill in that appointment so many times. We laughed, drank, smoked, played cards, and did some more things. Lisa and I have talked about this for years," she continued. "I remember when Lisa came to my house on Bradley Avenue in Cambridge, Maryland, and Lisa and I called Rockefeller, and we was trying to contact Jay to tell him about Tasha, and the exact words from the man was, 'Do you know how many women call me daily and say, Jay-Z, they baby daddy? My hand to God, so as Gloria Jean Turner would say, what's done in the dark will come to light one day. This is these days.'" So yeah, it looks like our man Jay-Z couldn't.
I'm gonna say this too, because I've posted this before, or I said it before, but her name on Instagram is it's all one word: JayZFirstDaughtr, and that is Jay-Z first daughter. Now, Terry T. I'm assuming that's the aunt. No, maybe. No. I don't know. But you heard what she just wrote. Just, wow. She said, "Go for it, auntie." And it says, "Love you." And it says, "I know the story from start to finish. I hooked your mother and father up years ago. Jay asked me who she was when I lived on 500 on the 500 side Greenwood Avenue. We chilled in that apartment so many times. We laughed, drank, smoked, played cards, and some more. In the words of Ms. Lowdown, shittica, some more shittica. Lisa and I have talked about this for years." Now, the reason why that's important to me and why that stands out to me is because Ramir's mother, God rest her soul, when she was talking about the night that her and Camel Face hooked up, she gave details, not only address they was at, she gave details about what he was wearing. She gave details about when he went and changed his clothes and came back, what he had on. So like to me, when people can offer up context and information as pinpoint as that is, if it's not true, you definitely need to address it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that makes me believe them more. They're not just giving us some roundabout story. They actually are giving us pertinent information. I'm talking about they remember that. Like, it's almost like when something tragic happens, you're gonna remember that tragedy. You're gonna remember that trauma. So much so that in some cases, when you get into a situation or you see things around you that resembles or reminds you of some events that led up to that trauma, you kind of get shell shocked. You already think about that. You immediately go to that, right? So, and I'm not saying that they said this was traumatic. I'm just saying they remember it. They remember the details as if you do when something tragic happens to you.
To light one day. This is these days. So yeah, it looks like our man Jay-Z couldn't bring himself to put a cap on it back in the day. Oh, and can y'all imagine how tense it has to be at the Carter home right now? First, we had the issue of Rymir and how the judge finally ordered Jay-Z to submit a sample of his DNA to the courts so that this could be sorted out once and for all. And surprise, surprise, Jay-Z is fighting this again, which shouldn't be surprising considering that he has been resisting for more than 15 years now. They have been fighting it so hard that Rymir and his guardian, Lily, have accused him and Beyonce of playing dirty and trying to intimidate them into dropping the fight for justice. According to reports, Lily launched a legal battle against their own lawyers, accusing them of colluding with the rapper's legal team to help him get out of taking the test. She claimed that they secretly colluded with lawyers for Jay-Z, causing procedure problems that caused the case to be thrown out of Philadelphia courts.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers.
Today we are setting up this
Now,
Chick-fil-A
I want
employee
to say
for
this right here too. We've talked about on my shows how judges, attorneys, law enforcement officers, they're all part of this. Not all, some. Let me rephrase that. Some are a part of that group of people, and will cover whatever crime they do, and will help them get out of things that you and I, common folks, we would never be able to escape or get out of. And a lot of people thought we were crazy and thought we were lying. Especially when it came to Puffy Jacket's victims. And people and people would always hit us with
Female voice.
Why didn't they just go to the police and tell them what happened?
and we told you they did. In some of these cases, though, it was where when they went to the police and told them, to the actual police department, and told them what was going on, and told them who it was that did it to him, Puffy Jacket. The officers would call Puffy Jacket. He would come down to the to the police department, pick that victim up, and give the officer a duffel bag of money. Sounds like something out of a movie. I get it. I know, because we see it happen in the movies. But how many times have I told you a lot of things that they put in the movies, a lot of things that they say in a song is art imitating real life. It's what they really do in life. And if you need any further type of validation on that, think about when it goes back to that purchase of the hotel video from when Puffy Jacket and Cassie had their fight or whatnot. And he paid for it. He asked for the officer's name that showed up. And then when they gave him another officer, they didn't send the one that came out that night when everything happened. It is another one. He paid not only the boss of the security team at the hotel that it happened at, he paid the security guard that was there, and gave money to the officer that they gave him the information of. Now, you may need a little more proof. Okay? Well, let's take the incident that happened to Kid Cudi's car when it, right? And then somehow miraculously the LAPD goes and they do the investigation over there, the scene and stuff like that. Just saying good morning, bestie. They do the investigation of the scene of the right, and they got the fingerprints and everything, and somehow or another the fingerprints came up missing. So let's go back a little bit further. Let's go back to March 9th, 1997. It's like one of those tragic things. You can remember where you was and what happened that early morning when Notorious B.I.G. was unalive. So now, let's go back to that morning where You know, they told everybody they had to leave the Peterson Automotive Museum, and while they're coming out, Biggs' truck is the only one that's got stickers on it. He gets unalive, and they have to rush him to the hospital. When all the while you have LAPD, you have the fire department, you have emergency medical team, just right down at the other end of the building. And I don't know who all in here has been there. I have myself, so I can see the setup. I know what they're talking about, but they never rendered aid. They never stepped in to help. And then in some cases, it's even stated that some people that were in on the unalive Notorious B.I.G. were officers, LAPD officers. So when you want to say, hey man, you don't know what you're talking about, you lying. Nah, I just keep my third eye open. I just pay attention. Sometimes you got to shut your mouth and just sit still and open your eyes. And then I take you a step further. So when the officer, and I believe his name was Detective Poole, he was doing the investigation on Biggs unaliving, and when he found out and unearthed that there was corruption, they took him off the case. Don't believe me? Go on YouTube, watch Murder Rap. So you can't sit here and say that law enforcement officers aren't in on the corruption. And thus far, same in this case. That's why Rymir is suing the attorney, suing the 6 judges. And those judges are not only in Philadelphia, but in Jersey as well. Because they was all helping Camel Face not take this DNA test. And some of you was like, well, I can see it. I can see it right now. You're thinking right now.
Male voice.
Mr. Breaking News. I mean, what would they have to help him for? I mean, what are they doing? All he got to do is he ain't got to take the test if he don't want to.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why they're helping him. They're helping him because he's greasing their pockets. He needs the help because if it's unearthed that Rymir is his son, that means that he had sexual relationships with a minor. Black God says, yeah, I remember that at that time. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why it's important that you don't take everything, don't think everything is innocent. Don't think just because a cop is a cop that he's innocent. No, man. No. Judges, attorneys, they all in on it. I'm sorry, I keep saying all. Some of them are in on it. And as you see now, he's trying to dodge taking the test now.
The collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong.
According to reports, Rymir and Dr. Lilly claim intimidation tactics have been used against them for years.
Pause. What did I tell you a few minutes ago? That's the tactics these people use. They try to intimidate people who are going to speak out against them. I named some. I told you Puffy Jacket does it. I told you Camel Face does it. I told you the Cheeto-Leany cheddar-colored Bob, pretender and cheat that we have in the president's house right now does it. This is what they do. Oh, speaking of that guy that sits in the president's house right now, I don't know. I mean, I know this guy was old, but Jeffrey E.'s old attorney was found deceased. Now, I'm not saying it had anything to do with what's going on now, as far as, because there was some new pictures that was released of Cheeto-Leany wedding, and Epstein was there as well. I'm not saying that. I'm also not saying that I'm not saying that too. You know what I mean?
Rymir said he was That after he filed a civil suit against Jay-Z. Dr. Lilly believes that Beyonce played a key role in persuading Jay-Z from acknowledging Rymir and settling the case. Beyonce and Jay-Z may have cruelly mocked Rymir in their music. For context, the music in question refers to Jay-Z and Beyonce's song called Heard About Us, where they said, Billie Jean in his prime, for the 1000th time, the kid ain't mine. Online, they call me dad. Kiddingly, you're not supposed to take this dad thing literally. That's too famous. We don't even really do famous. I'm cool on that. Chuck the 2 fingers. Every day I'm getting sued, I show up to court without a suit. Your every move is on the news, ain't it? Ish has its perks too, ain't it? This upset Rymir so much that he jumped into the studio to drop a...
All right, that may have went over some people's heads, so let's slow that down. Where he's talking about, let me go back, because it's the opening line explains it all. Let me see. All right, here it is. It says, Billie Jean in his prime. Okay. Let's for our music lovers, journey with me for a minute. Jay-Z says they are all on that damn list. That's why they won't release it, because the U.S. would fall. W, Jess Ann in the live. Correct, bestie. So let's take that right there. Billie Jean in his prime. For the 1000th time, the kid ain't mine. Let me walk y'all back on that. Remember the king of pop, Michael Jackson, and his song Billie Jean? Cleverly, uncleverly. Cleverly if you don't know, but uncleverly if you know about this stuff that's going on. You know that's what he's referring to Rymir. Billie Jean in his prime. For the 1000th time, the kid ain't mine. Online, they call me dad. Kiddingly. You're not supposed to take this dad thing literally. That's too famous. We don't even really do famous. I'm cool on that. Chuck the 2 fingers. Every day I'm getting sued famous. I show up to court without a suit famous. Your every move is on the news, ain't it? Shitka has its perks too, ain't it? Sir, when you are dodging going to court to take a paternity test, you don't reserve the right to put that lyric in a song. But like I was telling you, the song, Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, he was saying the kid is not his son. That's what he's trying to say about Rymir. And then recently, when the judge, and shout out to this judge, I got to find his name out or her name out. I don't know who it is, but let's give it up to this judge that's taking over the case now for Rymir and telling Camel Face, basically, I don't care about your celebrity status. You got to come in here and take this test. And when the judge did that, Camel Face says, I need time to prepare. I need to prepare. How do you prepare for a DNA test? What book do you got to study? What class do you got to take? That don't even make stupid sense for an excuse to not take a DNA test. I gotta get prepared. I ain't prepared. I gotta get prepared. Sir, we got the Q-tip. We just need your jaw. We don't even need to take your blood no more. We just do the jaw. Adrian, that's the best I've seen. Adrian said gargle with Listerine and flowers. Man, yeah, that might have been the preparation he's talking about. He need to get prepared. Oh my God, I love y'all. Listen. Tell me you guilty without saying you guilty. Tell me you that boy's Paul without telling me you that boy's Paul, man. Like, come on. And you still fighting. Yo, you still fighting. I'm just saying. Makes no sense.
move is on the news, ain't it? Ish has its perks too, ain't it? This upset Rhymier so much that he jumped into the studio to drop a retaliatory diss track of his own where he said, ninjas wash up still doing tracks, like 55, where the F you at, need to go back to your old days, grown man in his old ways. He later revealed the reasoning behind this song in an interview where he said, this is not me being petty or trying to start a feud or anything like that. I want to put my song out there to let the world know I'm still going up regardless what anyone says. And Jay-Z, I am coming for the music industry. If he said he's not my dad 1,000 times, wouldn't it be easier to just take the test? This has gone beyond a paternity test now. It's about more than that. His publicist also said, if Jay-Z has put his feelings out there and heard about us, so Rhymier should express his feelings through his music too. Jay-Z is saying he has denied being Rhymier's father 1,000 times. Well, I don't know who to, because he never said anything to Rhymier or his family. Why is he on the run? His lawyers also tried to paint this as Rhymier being desperate.
Hey, shout out to Jess Ann 86. She just got the #2 gifter badge. And she's one of my wonderful mods too. Thank you. Thank you.
For clout and to get his hands on Jay-Z's money. However, Rhymier immediately shot this down, claiming that he only wants closure and to know who his real father was, saying, I don't want money or anything like that from Jay-Z. I just want him to finally tell the truth to the world. He's supposed to be a positive role model for our community. He stands there screaming, Black Lives Matter. We'll tell the truth and take responsibility. And if you say I'm not your son and nothing ever happened with my mom, then just take the test. If you are telling the truth, then why is your first answer whenever you're asked to take a paternity test, no? There's also the teeny tiny part about how Jay-Z allegedly got Rhymier's mom, Wanda, pregnant when she was just a teenager and he was in his 20s. Lily said Wanda was only 16 when she allegedly met Sean, but she may have told him she was older. She fell pregnant but had no idea how to contact him. She continued, I got a call from his in-house lawyer and they were very helpful and we thought we would resolve this privately. They even talked about Rhymier's music talent and whether it was a good time to put him on his record label, but he had to finish high school, so I said no. Suddenly, different lawyers got involved and their attitude completely changed. I think they realized there was more at stake for Sean, given that Wanda was allegedly underage. Anywho, a judge finally instructed Jay-Z to take the test, and like I said, he's trying to fight it. So Jay-Z did respond to the judge's order, but not in the way anybody saw coming. Instead of directly agreeing to the DNA test or even acknowledging the paternity claims, he flipped the script and accused Rhymier of him for years. In court filings, his legal team called the whole thing baseless and even labeled Rhymier's behavior as obsessive. They basically said, look, these claims have been tossed out by multiple courts already, and Rhymier just keeps pushing it, ignoring.
Does that even work? He says that Rhymier has been harassing him for years. Can that even serve as like a does that make understand? This is what I'm saying. You can't say that this dude is this young man is harassing you when he's asked you to come to court to take the test. All you got to do is go take the test, and he won't harass. It's not even harass. It's not harassing. He's wanting you to come take the test, and you won't do it. So you can't. Listen. Man, this dude right here, look. This, in my opinion, I'm standing on business on this. I don't think Camel Face needs to come out with any kind of rap album again. He just needs to go be 60 years old and just I don't know, sit on the porch at one of those 2 mansions and just rock back and forth in a rocking chair or something. Like, just give it up, man, because you're not making any sense. And we can only imagine what you're going to rap about being 60 years old. We know you still ain't on the corner. We know, so what are you going? It's got to be comedy.
Past rulings, that's actually what led to a previous contempt order. In other words, Jay-Z's camp is saying this case is old news that keeps getting recycled for attention. But clearly the judge sees something worth revisiting, because if everything was really that settled, he wouldn't be ordering a DNA test now. It gets even more interesting from here because, according to reports, Jay-Z's legal team is now playing the delay card. They asked the court for more time to formally respond to the lawsuit, claiming that although the suit was originally filed on May 6th, it wasn't properly served. In fact, they argued that Jay-Z Jay-Z didn't even know about the lawsuit until nearly a month later on June 3rd. Now fans are convinced that he's just buying time to figure out how to fight the court order. But considering his new daughter who just hopped up, well, let's just say that it's not going to be as easy as he thinks. But now the streets are saying that Beyonce is not going to settle for this, and this might be the final straw that will force her to finally pack up and leave, because she is not about to be a stepmom. However, it looks like Jay-Z might be handling the daughter situation better than he did with the rhyme.
And that's another statement that is just, do you hear what she doesn't want to be a stepmom. Well, if he's their father and you are married to him, you're the stepmom. Am I right? Am I missing something? And I get what they're saying. She don't want to be a mother to any outside kids, but what I'm trying to say is you can't say. Adrian said that part sounds silly as hell. Exactly. Like, what do you say? Like, I don't want to be a stepmom to you're married to their dad. You are already you've been the stepmom. Listen. These people definitely show us that they are not the brightest crayon in any of the boxes.
Situation, because the streets are saying that he is trying to handle it before it becomes a scandal. Rumor has it that he is trying to buy Letitia off because some of her friends just confirmed that Jay-Z allegedly bought her $1.7
Adrian, appreciate
mansion in exchange for her silence, and she was more than happy to sign an NDA.
That part right there, that's what I was telling you all about. So now this daughter, well, you know, like I said, she was playing her part. She was quiet. She's not now, as we already see. But he had bought her one house, her and her mom a house and a car. But now recently he bought her a $1.7 million mansion in Maryland. You know, he's giving her all of these things, one, to keep quiet and not say nothing. He's been sending her mom money or whatever for her quietly. And so now he bought her a bigger house. And it says Camel Face bought a $1.7 million mansion for his daughter in Maryland. Sean says, show the receipts. Her name is Jay-Z first daughter on IG. Sean. There you go. So now it's more, okay, I'm gonna buy you a bigger house and I need you to be quiet. And Sean, as far as the receipts of Rymir been asking him for this DNA test, it's everywhere. If you didn't know that, you've been under a rock. Everybody know that. You know, everybody know he's been denying it. If that's the receipt you're talking about. Now, if you're talking about for this girl's house, like I said, that's her IG. Go on there and you talk to her about it, and then you ask her and she can give you the receipts. But yeah. So they move it to, you know, shinier toys, bigger houses. Can you please keep quiet like you've been doing? All right. And now that this judge has said, hey, you're not dodging this one, which I think we may even be past the time. I think they gave him to July 18th. I'm not sure. I have to see.
In exchange for her silence, and she was more than happy to sign an NDA in return. So does this mean that Jay-Z is going to try to buy off Rymir as well? And is Beyonce forcing him to pick between her and his outside babies? Girl, this drama is about to get pretty wild, but something tells me that this drama is about to get even spicier. Drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.
All right. That wraps up segment 2 in the show for the day. But yes, looks like the proverbial fire, isn't going to turn down anytime soon for Camel Face. If just from the outside looking in, I do believe that it's just best to just go ahead and take the DNA test and get that over with Rymir. And whatever come with it. Let me see. I want to look up because I know they gave him a date. I want to see what was the date that he was supposed to have his DNA test submitted. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can find it. I know we have been talking about it. I think it was July 18th. Let me see. Somebody said Camel Face spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyer fees for 15 years to avoid taking a $50 test is not suspicious to y'all. What you think, Sean? I think that's suspicious. I think that's suspicious to me. Yeah, so July 18th is when he was supposed to have submitted it. We're July 23rd, so I haven't heard anything on it. I'm gonna have to check it out and see what's thing came of it, or if there been any further updates on that. But hey, that's it. That's today's show. Thank you all for joining. I hope you all continuously having a good day. As you know, we will be back tomorrow morning. But before we go, let me make some announcements. First and foremost, I want to give it up to all my gifters.
Tired of the silence.
I want to give it up to my moderators.
Another headline screaming.
And last, but certainly not least, to all of you who decided to kick it with me this morning for a couple of hours. Thank you. Your presence is my gift. I appreciate it. Also, if you've missed any of the hashtag I'm Gonna Say It episodes, you might have missed a day and want to know what we talked about, go on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, GSmooth404. Click on that folder that says hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. And you can watch all of the past episodes of hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. Also, either on this platform or over on YouTube, please subscribe to hashtag Truth Podcast. And that's the word hashtag, not like my show. But it's the word hashtag Truth Podcast. Please go and follow them, subscribe to them. My man Scott does a great show on there where he interviews independent pro wrestlers, current and past. It's great. He does great content. He gives the wrestlers their flowers. If you haven't heard of the hottest new web series out right now on YouTube, you need to turn the volume up on your phone, pull your computer closer so you can hear wherever you're listening from. I need your good ear. I need you to hear this. Go over to YouTube. Subscribe to Tayretta Vision Films. That's Tayretta. Tayretta Vision Films. And go and watch the hottest new web series called Dope Girls. Your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter and the most controversial and self-proclaimed best host on TikTok stars on the show as Stacks. Now these girls get down. They get down. And I'm about the money. So I'm cool with the Dope Girl and I'm cool with Queen. But I'm kind of caught in the middle. It ain't about me though, it's about them. I'm just trying to get to the money. That's all I'm trying to do. Go and watch it. We got the first 3 episodes are already out. Go and watch them. Episode 4 comes out July 29th, I believe. Yeah, I think it's July 29th. Episode 4 comes out. So make sure you go and subscribe. Make sure you watch those first 3 episodes. So when episode 4 come out, you already know what's going on. All right? Once again, I appreciate all the love, all the support. Remember, we got hashtag I'm Gonna Say It merchandise available. Contact me if you would like to purchase one. And with that being said, This is your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter, Mr. Breaking News, signing off from the newsroom. Peace and blessings, and I love you all.